What's up, everybody? I am Jesse, or GameOverJesse as you all may know me. This is episode 47 of the Hylian Gamescast. We're going to be talking about the top 5 things that we dislike or hate the most about Twilight Princess. So we have another video up where we talk about the top 5 things we love about Twilight Princess. You can go watch that video when you finish this one. So don't think it's just us hating on Twilight Princess. Personally, I really like it. I think everybody else here likes it as well. But we didn't want to be completely biased and just talking about everything we hate about the game or everything we loved about the game. So we're making a video on each to compare and contrast to get a full perspective on the review. Because usually if a game's a 10 out of 10 and you go to see a review for it or read a review, or it's a 9 out of 10, even an 8 out of 10, they don't really list that many bad things about it, because if there was a lot of bad things about the game, then it wouldn't be a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. It would be a 5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10, whatever. So to make this as non-biased as possible, because this is a Zelda channel, just like we did with Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, we're doing the same thing with Twilight Princess, listing the 5 things we love the most and the 5 things that we dislike the most. We also have a giveaway going on right now. If you look in the comments below or the description, there is a link to a giveaway hosted by Gleam. So you click the link and you can enter the giveaway 5 different ways if you're watching this video long after it posts. So if you come sometime in September, November, December, whatever, you can still enter a giveaway. Just go to whatever our newest video is and enter the giveaway there, because this one will be ending around August 22nd. So if you're watching after that day, you can still enter a giveaway. You just have to click on whatever the newest video is. This giveaway is for a $20 eShop card. I believe the next one we're actually giving away a $50 eShop card, because this one has been so successful. It is with Nintendo Prime and I. You just have to go to the link below, click it, and then you can easily enter 5 different ways. It only takes a few seconds. It automatically subscribes you to the channel, follows us on Twitter, and posts a tweet about the giveaway. So you can do it all in like 5 seconds. Just click the link. But starting our actual video, as great as Twilight Princess was, or as mediocre as it was, depending on how you look at it, but in my case, as great as it is, it still had some shortcomings. So starting with you, Daniel, what was the main thing about Twilight Princess that you feel could have been better, or that you just disliked entirely about the game?
Well, we mentioned in our things we like about it video how creative and unique the items in Twilight Princess are. So I'm sure a lot of people see this coming, but the one thing that I feel like Twilight Princess fell short on is that they had all these great, interesting, unique items, and they just didn't use them enough. Like, they were very underutilized. So example, the spinner, you get an Arbiter's Ground dungeon, you use it a lot in that dungeon, even in the boss fight. And then there's like 2 puzzles outside of the dungeon that you actually need to use it for. One's for like a heart piece in the Hyrule Fields, and then another one for like in Ganon's Tower. And I might be hyperbolizing a bit, but after that dungeon, how much do you really use the spinner after that? Just not very much. So yeah. They had all these great items, and then they didn't put them to good use. And it just feels like wasted potential.
How dare they?
Wasted potential.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's kind of like the once you get the bow and arrow, you don't really use the slingshot.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. So
yeah,
pretty much.
So yeah, like items could have definitely been used more. Like some things like the iron boots or the ball and chain could be used. Like if there's a boulder or something that you need to break, you're out of bombs, or like whatever weapon you typically use, you could still use the ball and chain, but there was no actual need to use it later on. So yeah, very good. Number 4 on our list, Luke, what is the thing that you like or dislike the most? Sorry. My nose is itching.
The thing that I disliked most about Twilight Princess was everything that had to do with
Everything had to do with what? Sorry, you cut out.
the wolf.
The wolf.
I did not.
I don't like Holly either. Horrible.
I jeez. I did not like the whole being like, it felt like I like the idea, but they didn't do it right, I guess, if that makes sense, because they make it's more of like a gimmicky thing instead of being something that should be a part of the entire game. Because it's used in the beginning of the game, only in the Twilight areas. You collect all the bugs, you go back to being a human, and then when you get the Master Sword, you don't ever use it again. Like, you barely do. Like, it's completely optional at that point. So, like, it felt kind of weird, and also, like, the attacking and, like, the stuff you can do as a wolf is pretty cool. I like that, but there was just so much more the wolf could have been, and it just felt more gimmicky, and it made me just overall not like it.
Yeah. There's what were you saying, Daniel?
Well, and also, like, it just, as far as like game feel goes, Link in his Hylian form is just feels far better to play as him. Like, he has so much more that he is capable of doing as when he's not a wolf. So it's like a huge restriction is placed on you when you're in wolf form.
Yeah, because Hylian Link feels finished.
Yes. Yeah. He has all his like fleshed out mechanics. And wolf form is great when you can freely transform back and forth, because it's like, okay, this is something I need to be a wolf to do, and then you can transform back to Hylian form when you need to do this other thing, and that's great. But then when you get forced into it, and you're like, do your chores as Wolf Link, it's a drag, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hurry up! I want to be a human again.
Yeah. Especially the Tears of Light
bugs
segment and as Wolf Link.
Yeah, exactly.
So like every time that you got to an area where you had to turn into Wolf Link, it really felt like the game starts to like drag down a bit. So like,
especially like, because I mentioned before, like the dungeons being such a high point of the game for me. So it sucks when you finish, like, let's say you finish the Forest Temple or the Goron Mines or something. You come out of a dungeon and you're like feeling great. And you're like, great, I just finished the dungeon. Now I gotta go look for the next dungeon. And then it's like, okay, but before you do that, you gotta be a wolf and look for some bugs again.
Yeah, and there's some situations to where you can't transform if someone's watching.
Yes.
And it's like, you can go hide somewhere to where it's like, clearly no one can see you, but you still get the message sometimes. So that's really annoying. Sexy Mech. Wait, sorry, what? Someone said something?
Yeah, I was gonna say that also, I can tell that like with the transformation of the wolf, they kind of tried to make it feel like Majora's Mask transformations.
Oh yeah.
But like the difference in there though is that if they had made the dungeons after getting the Master Sword implementing a lot of wolf stuff, because like Dan, like you said in the likable stuff in Twilight Princess video, how the Arbiter's Grounds implements wolf and human forms. If they had done that for all of the dungeons after the Master Sword, then it would not have felt as gimmicky, because it was a part of the game the entire time. But it's kind of like in Majora's Mask, when you get a new mask, a new transformation mask, and then it's implemented into the dungeons. And you can also use other masks that you've already gotten to progress.
Yeah.
So like, I just got the Goron mask. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna speed up, go over this ramp. Oh, there's a Deku Sprout flower. I'm gonna become a Deku Link, and then I'm gonna fly over here. And then Twilight Princess doesn't really do that. They're just kind of, here's a dungeon, you're going to be a human the entire time. Wolf doesn't matter here. Wolf matters here, but not here. And then human form matters here and not here. It's kind of separated.
Yeah. There's talking about, going back to the items, the gimmicky thing that you mentioned with in Ganon's castle or Hyrule Castle, however you want to look at it. there's parts where like the staircase is broken, so you have to use the spinner to like jump back and forth to get through that. And I was thinking about it, and it's like, okay, this is fun gameplay wise. It gives me another reason to use this item that you don't really use anywhere else, but it doesn't make sense for why it's there. Like, okay, the staircase is broken, so I need to use the spinner to get down, but why are these places for the gear to hook into on the wall to begin with? And they just happen to be here where they aren't anywhere else. Like, did Ganon, after Ganon destroyed the staircase, did he like make it so that, I don't know, like it's just really weird.
So I'm gonna break this staircase, but first let's make sure that these gear tracks are just along the rail for this.
Exactly. And some of them do have like the spikes or whatever that are going along the gears, so that it makes it seem like it's more dangerous for people that's just walking up. But some of them don't have the spike traps on the gear, so it's like, what? It doesn't make sense to the world. Gameplay wise, yeah, it's to make it more challenging, more fun or whatever, but to the story, thinking about it realistically, it's like it doesn't really make sense. But anyways, Sexy McIntyre, what is yours?
Well, it's hard to decide because I have two main gripes, and
I like grapes.
yeah, there's two main things that I hate, which like there's one that's like for personal reasons, and then there's one that's just objectively terrible.
Okay.
But like the one that I just hate personally is the stupid worms that pop up out of the ground. Like just the like worm enemies that just like come out of tiles.
Oh, like from under the tiles? Like
yeah. They're under the tiles and they pop out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, they're annoying.
Like in the Forest Temple.
Yeah, they're also in the Sky Temple, and that it's one of my favorite bits, but also one of my least favorite because of that.
Fair enough. Yeah,
it's like it's a love-hate relationship. But just
yeah, they are
just launch around and just
really annoying.
Like, there are ways to deal with them, but it's just like, why do you do this?
All right, well, since that was so short, what's your other?
The other one that's just objectively terrible is the magic armor.
Oh
My true.
Gotta have those rupees.
I agree with that.
Like, it's just so inconvenient in every way. You have to do so much random crap and collect so many rupees just to get it. And then once you do, it's just you need even more rupees to manage to walk around in the dang thing. It's two rupees every step, I think, something like that.
Yeah, what they should a better way is however many rupees you have, it takes a third or half of whatever's in your wallet, and then it just lasts until you either exit the room or maybe
just take your armor off or whatever.
Yeah, or you take it off, or maybe like it doubles your hearts. Like in Ocarina of Time, you get the last power up from the fairy, doubles the amount of damage you can take, I think. So if this armor did the same thing to where you put it on and it takes half of your rupees away automatically, and then it kind of just doubles your heart, so it doesn't slowly take money over time, but like if you have like if one hit takes away one heart, now it takes 2 hits to take away 1 heart.
Right.
And then once all of the extra hearts are taken off, or the armored hearts are taken off, it makes you automatically switch back to the green tunic or the Zora tunic, but then you can put it back on, but then it takes away another half of your rupees. So if you have 5, or say if you have 1,000 rupees and you put it on, it takes you down to 500. But then if you have 500 rupees, it takes you down to 250.
You see, that would be much better, because at least then it would be somewhat worth going through all the trouble.
Yeah.
Or if it just worked the way Wind Waker's magic armor works.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know, it which is similar, but it doesn't decrease your money like with every step Link takes.
So what's Wind Waker's magic armor again?
It
very similar, but it's I believe it uses up some magic power.
No, it doesn't use the Wind Waker HD magic armor. Okay,
Right,
so
it uses
original Wind Waker, it uses your magic power as you use it. For Wind Waker HD, the magic armor consumes rupees, but it only takes rupees when you get hit, and it takes away a certain amount depending on how powerful the attack was.
Okay, yeah, that would be better.
So, and so it doesn't slowly drain it over time like the Twilight Princess one does.
So they changed it from Wind Waker to Wind Waker HD?
Yeah, between the two versions, it's different.
Yeah,
Then
it's
they-
different.
Also, fun fact about the the magic armor from Twilight Princess is that if you get hit by your own cannonball, then you lose all of your rupees automatically.
What? Really?
What?
If you get hit by your own cannonball, then you lose all of your rupees immediately.
How do you get hit by your own cannonball?
Like, I think it's like reflecting it or something. I don't know exactly.
Are you saying like if you like start up a cannon and then you walk in front of it and it hits you, you lose all your money?
Pretty much, yeah.
In which game?
It's like
Twilight Princess.
it's like Nintendo's trolling you with that.
So that's the
They're like-
Ice Temple?
They're like, you done goof.
Yeah,
No more money
pretty
for
much.
you.
So that's the Ice Temple, right, Connor?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. The magic armor. The thing is, I do find a use for it because in that game you do accumulate so much money that you don't need. That when you're doing specifically the Cave of Ordeals, then when you're fighting like the 3 Dark Nuts at a time, there's use for the magic armor there.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the only time that I find that item remotely useful. Otherwise, it's just kind of something to collect for the sake of completing the game. And
So, one of the things that I wish they would have done in Twilight Princess is when you put the cannonballs in there, they should let you put your ball and chain in there. And then when it fires, it sends you shooting with it.
you just hold on to it and like you go fly.
Like in Wind Waker when Tetris shoots you out of the cannon.
I could just
So like if you need to get to this room on the other side of the Ilya is really funny, Luke. You said that last night we were all playing Fortnite and stuff, and Ilya was in the chat and she started like laughing because of the Mary Poppins thing. Because someone said that quote last night. But yeah, like I wish they would have done that, because like imagine if there's like a huge wall that you can't get over, and because there is somewhere in that where like you can see through the wall and you have to like shoot something through the crack or something, I don't know, but like if you could just shoot yourself over the wall with the thing, because isn't there like a giant wall between, like when you go to the outside room, there's like the giant wall in the middle that separates one side from the other.
Yeah.
So if you could just like shoot yourself over the wall at the beginning or something. But anyways, moving on to my thing. The emptiness of the world. So when you're actually in Hyrule Field, it's like the largest Hyrule Field. But because it's on the GameCube, again, limitations. You can't have a huge Hyrule like Twilight Princess and have it filled with tons of stuff to do with the GameCube. So they could have either made a really compact Hyrule with tons of stuff to do, or a really large Hyrule with not as many stuff to do. And since Twilight Princess is already like a game that could take someone hundreds of hours to get through and 100% complete, there's already so much content in it, like it has more dungeons than any other Zelda game. Maybe they thought, well, since there's already so much content, we don't necessarily need to have a lot more stuff in the overworld itself. We'll just spread it all out across a larger Hyrule instead of making more stuff and making it more confined. Which is also a gripe that we had, or that I put in the Ocarina of Time thing, was Hyrule Field and Ocarina of Time was very empty. There's really nothing to do there except the Running Man. Maybe there would have been stuff to do with the Ura expansion, but we never got that. Majora's Mask took it a little bit further, and there was like more stuff to do in the field, which I think was a little bit bigger than Ocarina of Time's Hyrule Field. And there are some side quests that make you use Hyrule Field in Twilight Princess. Like there is the where you have to
the hot spring water.
Yeah, there's that, and like the cart that you have to protect.
Right.
On the horseback, which is something from Twilight. No, Twilight Princess got it from Majora's Mask, where you have to save the cart in Majora's Mask.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Is that from the Gorman brothers, I believe?
Yes.
Is that on their track that you have to save it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're wearing those creepy masks and being in a cult.
Yeah.
The cult masks.
That's really weird.
Masks.
Yes.
So I guess that's all of that was 5 things. Connor got 2 that time, so
Woo!
that counts as 5.
All right.
All right, so Zelda mailbag time. We're each only going to take 1 question. We're going to try to make this fast because this is the longest podcast we've had for a while.
Yes.
All right, so I don't have my questions up. Daniel, can you look in the Zelda mailbag chat to see if there are more questions?
Well, yes, let's take a look. But while I take a look there, we should definitely answer Nathan Cobart's question.
All right, can you put it in the mailbag? And then
was so nice. Oh, it's there. It's at the top. I highlighted it in blue.
Okay, so I'll if there are more questions in the one chat, put them in here, and I'll go ahead and do the intro and then get to the first question.
Great.
All right.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like, and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.